What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Star Citizen video. I am AeroDox, and coming in behind me is Malterror. Today we're going to be discussing mercenary missions. We're going to be talking about gear and our recommendations. We're going to be talking a little bit about our medical recommendations as well, and then we're going to briefly detail the illegal monitor missions, the defend occupants mission, the remove illegal occupants mission, the contraband mission, and the defend against minor threats mission. These are not all of the mercenary missions that you'll be able to do inside of this contract category, but we feel like once you get these missions down, you'll be able to conquer pretty much anything out there. So yeah, let's roll the intro and dive in. So inside of our contracts menu here, there is a mission category called Mercenary. Now yours is going to look a little bit different than mine because I have a bunch of reputations stacked up in this category already. However, you'll notice that the contracts pay really well, and if you read the contracts, you'll see that they always involve some kind of combat. Throughout my Star Citizen career, I've noticed that the mercenary missions are not only the best paying missions, but they're also fun. So if you enjoy mixed combat and you enjoy making money at the same time, mercenary contracts are going to be for you. With just a little bit of work, you can unlock the defend location against minor threats mission, which pays 60k per job. Now if you get good at these missions and you figure out a way to do them efficiently, you can make about 400 to 600k an hour. Eventually you'll also unlock the call to arms mission, which is not so much a mission in itself, but more of an ongoing bonus that you get for every kill that you make, whether that be a ship kill or an NPC kill. So activating call to arms while you do mercenary missions is just going to pay you that much more. The best way to get started here is to enter into the illegal monitor detected missions. Not only are they a good way to earn reputation right at the start, but they'll also pay you 20 grand a pop. As soon as you accept this mission, you're going to notice at the top of your screen it wants you to locate monitors, and then it says 0 out of 3, and it also gives you a beacon. So to get started here, we're just going to undock from our station or wherever we are, and we are going to head to our destination. Once we get there, you're going to notice that we're about 20 kilometers out, and from here we need to start scanning. In order to scan, all we have to do is repeatedly hit the tab button. What we're looking for here are these cluster areas. Once we get within 6,000 to 7,000 meters out, a red wing symbol is going to show up. At this point, all we need to do is target it to find out what it is. And right away we can see it is a probe comms target. At this point, you've got two options. You can either A, destroy this target immediately, or B, you can go scanning and find the other two first. If you start to destroy this target right now, what you're going to notice is that other NPCs jump in and attempt to destroy you. If you find the other two first, then you can easily destroy the last one and work your way back to the first one. By doing this, you'll minimize the likelihood that you have to engage in ship-to-ship combat. Because if you're fast enough, you can destroy the probes before the other NPCs actually get close enough to you, because the NPCs start out at a pretty good distance away. With any luck, you can destroy the probes and then quantum jump away before you actually have to engage any other ship. Another reason for doing this is that when you shoot the first probe, a timer starts to count down, limiting the amount of time that you have to destroy the other probes. So if you know where the other probes are before you begin to shoot, then you can maximize your chances of killing the probes quickly, and you can minimize the chances of having to get into combat. Another thing to note here is that the use of missiles can make this mission go a lot faster. No matter what path you choose to take, as soon as all 3 monitors are done, you get paid, and that's that. Alright, so now you're the master of illegal monitor missions. What's next? Well, up next, we are going to move into some FPS-based combat missions. For these missions, you're going to need the right gear, so what follows next is our recommendations for that. Now there are many more places to get weapons and armor, but if you're on Microtech, head for Mike L1. If you're in Crusader, head for Port Olisar. If you're near Hurston, head for Her L1. And if you're in ArcCorp, head for Arc L1. As far as armor goes, you'll be able to do any of these missions with any of the 3 types of armor. Light armor will essentially make you lighter on your feet, but will offer less protection, whereas heavy armor will make you heavier on your feet and offer you more protection. Personally, I would recommend the medium gear as it offers a decent middle ground. Just make sure that whatever gear you do get, you also get a backpack with it, because you're going to need lots of ammo. Now there are plenty of weapons that you can choose from, everything from pistols to sniper rifles. However, an easy, reliable gun would be the P4AR. If you pick up one of these and you get 30 or 40 or so clips, you're going to do just fine. Pick yourself up a size 2 compensator and a size 2 optic and it'll be even better. Now, as far as medicine goes, you're going to want to head over to your nearest pharmacy and you're going to want to get at least a few med pens and maybe a few oxypens. Do not forget the med pens or I'll throw you out of my ship. Additionally, I would suggest getting a Paramed medical device and a Paramed refill. The Paramed medical device is worn as a gun, and not only will it heal you like a med pen, but you can pair it with a lot of other drugs. These drugs can help you out if you get serious injuries while you're out doing missions. Just don't go overboard or you'll end up overdosing. Alright, so you've got your armor, you've got your weapons in your backpack, and you've definitely got your med pens. Right? Is there anything else that we can recommend? Absolutely. Due to the nature of these missions, you might find it useful to bring along a ship that has a space for a vehicle. Two really good ships for this are going to be the Cutlass Black and the Constellation Andromeda. And the reason we recommend a ship that can hold a vehicle is because some of these locations have turrets on them, and it might be easier for you, instead of flying around the turrets and finding a blind spot, to just simply park a short distance away and then drive the vehicle in. But this is not vital to the mission, and you can do these with any ship. For instance, the Avenger Titan should be more than sufficient. Just be sure that whatever ship you do choose has a little bit of onboard storage space, because you're going to have the ability to pick up a lot of different kinds of loot. For our video, we're going to be pairing the Andromeda and the Ursa rover. If you want to pick up either the Ursa rover or the Cyclone, you can head over to the New Deal on Lorryville. These vehicles are pretty cheap and only cost between 25 to 55k. Just keep in mind that if you do want to go the vehicle route, you're going to have to go to a garage location somewhere and pick up the vehicle and manually load it onto your ship. It takes a little bit of extra time, but it's totally worth it. Alright, so now that we're all ready to go, make sure you head on over to a medical room, get yourself healed up and in tip-top shape, because now we're going to detail these other missions. The Defend Occupants mission is not a very complex mission. All that's involved is we're basically going to undock as normal, and we're going to head to our location. As you get close enough to the mission's location, it's possible that you get a radar lock warning. Earlier we mentioned that you can just drive a vehicle in if this becomes a problem, but in this mission we're going to show you guys where you can park to avoid the turret so that you can be much closer to the location. As you can see here, we've positioned ourselves in such a way that we've used this pillar to prevent the turret behind it from shooting at us. You'll notice there at the top of the screen we've got a hostiles remaining 10 out of 10. So all we have to do is head on inside, lower this elevator and eliminate 10 hostiles. Once all 10 hostiles are dead, we get paid, and that's that. We're on to the next one. Also, here's a tip. Don't shoot the guards. The guards are going to be the guys that aren't shooting at you. Generally, all the guards are going to look the same, and your enemies are going to look slightly different from each other, and most of them have a color scheme of like red, greens, and purples. Either way, the best practice here is just, if it's not shooting at you, don't shoot it. If you do kill a guard while you're on these missions, two things are going to happen. One, you're going to get a crime stat, and two, you're going to immediately fail the mission. There are quite a few videos out there on how to get rid of your crime stat, but if you want to stick with us, we are going to be doing a similar video very soon, so keep an eye out for that. While you're out and about doing these missions, be on the lookout for these boxes. You'll typically find all kinds of weapons, armor, and ammo, some of which you can't find anywhere else. Another thing you might want to be on the lookout for are these medical boxes. In the event that you forget to bring medicine or just plain run out, these boxes contain all sorts of drugs and as a bonus also contain a Paramed device. Definitely keep an eye out for them. And as far as the Remove Illegal Occupants mission goes, it's basically the same as the Defend Occupants, except you might not find any guards on site. The difference between the two missions is that the enemies are going to be just a little bit tougher, you're going to get paid just a little bit more, and the loot you find is going to be a little bit more rare. Another difference that you're going to find is that if you want to, you can destroy all the turrets on site without gaining a crime stat. This is different as opposed to the Defend Occupants mission, where if you shoot the turrets, you may gain a crime stat. However, keep in mind, the whole turrets system right now has various bugs and glitches that occur with it, so just be aware that shooting the turrets may not be a good idea, because even when you're supposed to be able to, you might get a crime stat anyway. And you might also turn any guards or civilians that are inside against you. As long as we're talking about bugs and glitches, you might as well be aware of the fact that sometimes you're going to land a ship in what you think might be a safe area, but the turrets, for whatever reason, are able to shoot through the terrain in some cases. It doesn't happen very often, but it is known to happen sometimes. Alright, so next we've got the Contraband Missions. The Contraband Missions are not difficult, but they are time consuming. Basically what's going to happen here is we're going to accept the contract, we're going to fly out to the location, and then once we get inside, our first task is to deal with the enemies. Right away, the first thing that you're going to notice is that there are a bunch of pallets with boxes on them. These are in fact the contraband we're here to destroy. However, what we want to do first is focus on the enemies, because when we eliminate all the enemies, the rest of the contraband starts to show up. Once we've killed the final enemy, up at the top of our screen we're going to get a remaining narcotics notification. You remember when I said you're going to need lots of ammo? Well, this is why. Because you need to destroy every single one of these narcotic boxes, and there are over 600 of them. Now the mission is tedious, but it does pay well, and it also offers a really good amount of reputation. One of the things you can do to help yourself here, for instance if you're using the P4AR, is to swap over to single fire mode by pressing the B button. This way, as you clear from room to room, you can just single tap all of the boxes and not waste as much ammo as possible. Additionally, you may find an LMG on enemies or in loot boxes. The LMGs hold a ton of ammo per clip, so it makes one-shotting every box a little less tedious because you don't have to constantly re-enter the inventory and re-equipping more magazines. And finally, when the last box has been destroyed, you get paid and we are on to our final mission type. The Defend Against Minor Threats mission is a pretty cool mission in my opinion. Basically what happens is when you show up, you get 2 notifications at the top of the screen. You get a waves remaining, and then you get a time until next wave. Every 60 seconds you're going to be tasked with eliminating a set of 6 enemies. Once you have eliminated all 6 enemies, you'll get another 60 seconds until the second wave, and then again for the third wave. Keep your head on a swivel and your eyes on these elevators. The enemies can come from any one of the elevators inside these buildings, so try to be aware of where your character is in relation to the other elevators. Once you have survived all 3 waves and eliminated all the enemies, you get paid, and you get to chalk up Defend Against Minor Threats as another mission type that you have mastered. Like we said at the beginning of the video, these are not the only missions that you'll be able to do in the Mercenary category, but we believe once you're able to do any of these missions, you'll be able to take on any of the rest of them. There are quite a few more missions in this category that will end up paying more. One notable example is Defend Against Moderate Threats. Those missions will pay 90k per run, so continuing to rank up your reputation in this line is definitely going to pay off. But with that, all the things we wanted to talk about today in this video have been talked about, so we want to thank you guys for hanging out and watching to the end. We also want to ask you guys what mission types you'd like to see us detail next. And of course, we definitely want to ask you guys to like the video. If you want to see more of our content, you could hit the notification bell. And we would definitely appreciate it if you guys would smash that subscribe button. It would mean the world to us. As always, we hope to see you guys out in the verse soon. And remember to bring your med pens. Peace.